Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of Global CIO Conclave, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kapil Mahajan, the Global CIO of All Cargo Logistics. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
As we discussed earlier, where do you see the logistics industry in the next 1 decade? And what do you think is the role of the emerging technologies that you'll see in the next 10 years?
Yeah, so I think very relevant question. The way I look at it, Avnish, is that the next decade is going to be about the supply chains converging into a digital play, right? So a lot of it has happened, and organizations are imbibing it because that's the only way to survive in a way. But this is going to accelerate and really fuel the next set of synergies within supply chain and logistics. With respect to your second question on how emerging technologies will play a role, I think they already started playing a role. You would see a lot of AI and machine learning use cases being discussed within the industry. The next decade would be about productionizing some of these use cases, right? From them becoming a room conversation to becoming an actual play on the ground. So the way I look at it is that the AI, itself is going to evolve in the next few years, and it's going to augment every business process. So to me, every business process is going to become cognitive, bringing a lot of efficiencies. Looking at machine learning, again, you see a lot of industries imbibing it, and we are going to really, I think, lead that space is my view. Also, technologies like digital twin, how drones can play a role in some of the last mile deliveries. A lot of that is going to, change the way how the entire logistics is going to function, and all of that is going to translate into a lot of savings effectively for the organizations and for the end customer and for the nations in general as well. So exciting times. The next decade is full of action. So I'm really glad that I'm part of that journey.
So we've been talking a lot about data analytics lately, and it's been a hot topic for some time now. Where do you think data analytics will play a role in terms of overall evolution when it comes to your logistic operations and your customer satisfaction as well?
Right. So the way I look at it, Avnish, is that I think data is already playing a very critical role, and in our industry, because of the quantum of data that gets generated, if you look at it, we would touch upon all the data use cases that are there in the industry. Whether you talk about big data, you talk about the massive transformation of data, generating insights, or you look at the different models of analytics itself. So whether it's predictive analytics or prescriptive, right? I would see that you would see the industry pivot towards more of a predictive, and then eventually moving into prescriptive analytics, where the AI or the analytics itself will try to tell you what decision to make, right? Because the quantum of data is so massive that it's beyond interpretation of any human, right? So that is where the industry, within the industry, you would see the prescriptive taking over. So in a way, say an engine trying to tell you how much a shipment to be, to hold, so that you can, load say 20% more capacity, which would directly impact your bottom line, right? So all those kind of decision making would probably move from a human to an intelligent machine, which would directly help you, fuel the next level of growth for your organization.